And hello and welcome to Adrenaline. This is the first official episode of Adrenaline. As you can see, we have a new intro, which is, funnily enough, the first kind of video that I've ever really edited like that. So I think it's turned out quite well. What do you think? If you like it, if you hate it, just tell me down below. Obviously, it's going to change a bit. So obviously, when you get like someone new comes in, so for example, if we signed Kevin Owens, he'll be in there somewhere. I'm not saying we've signed Kevin Owens, but yeah. Anyway, so we've got 19 segments. This is the second last week before Against All Odds. So next week's the go home show. We've got 19 segments and I think 7 pre-show matches. Yep, 7. Good guess. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so we're being held in front of 4,097 people at the San Angelo Coliseum in Texas. And in an abysmal pre-show match, Andrew Everett defeated Mahabali Shira, who's useless, in 7:28 by pinfall with the shooting star press. So they don't click, which is all right. It's not going to be a title feud or anything. It was really just to get Everett over, just to give him a win. Yeah, all that. So Everett with a 24, Shira with a 23. Andrew Everett improves in technical, which is awesome because we need those improvements. As you can probably tell, I'm still sick. Hopefully I'm not sick for 3 months like I was last year. But yeah, so if there's pauses, I'm usually just drinking a bit of water or trying to cough away from the microphone so I don't destroy your ears. Anyway, moving on to technically it's the official debut of Joe Hendry because in the last episode, that was kind of cut out because that episode was ridiculous. So it's like problem after problem after problem. And yeah, it was a bit of a train wreck. By the way, the thumbnail for this video is also mine. So now I've started to try and do everything on my own. So I know it's not great, but baby steps. If you like it, if you have an idea for a different kind of thumbnail, like backgrounds, art, comment below because I'm open to feedback. I want this to be really interactive, and if you got signing ideas, etc., just tell me below. Anyway, moving on. Terrible wrestling, non-existent crowd heat. Joe Hendry defeated Rockstar Spud in 7:28 by pinfall with a freak of nature, D-40. Hendry had a 26, Spud with a 45, no worker improvements. But yeah, just trying to get Hendry a couple wins. And this is whatever you call it. It's a one-night deal. We're not bringing in Too Cold Scorpio and Mitch Carter. I mean, look at 17 of 33. No thanks. Anyway, in a terrible pre-show match, the Bromans defeated Too Cold Scorpio and Mitch Carter in 8:04 when Goddard defeated Carter by pinfall with a stunner. Too Cold Scorpio was the weak link. Yeah, he's like 53, I think. Robbie's with a 40, Jesse with a 29, Carter with a 33. So I might bring Carter in, maybe. I need to have a look. Does he improve? No, he doesn't improve. I'll have a look at his skills later. Could be decent. E plus 35. Next segment. That's why it's all on the pre-show. In an abysmal pre-show match, Ali defeated Alexia Nicole, Brooke Tessmacher, and Laurel Van Ness in 6:49 when Ali defeated Alexia with a sit-out facebuster. She was also the weak link with a 14. But you got to build these guys up. She was also off her game, which explains the 14. She got 14. Brooke with a 32. Ali also with a 32, and Laurel with a 24. But Alexia does improve in technical skills, so all good there. Moving on, Elijah Burke re-debuts, and he defeats Moose in 3-12 by pinfall with a DDE. Don't know what that is. D'Angelo De Niro Express, maybe? I don't know. C-58, it's not bad. That's actually a really good, pretty good match. And obviously, wow, Elijah carried that with a 70. So, bringing him out of the announce desk to wrestle is a good idea, because if he's popping 70s, I could chuck him anywhere. And Moose with a 37. Not a huge fan of Moose. I don't mind him. Like, I definitely don't hate him. But, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to use him that much. So, if you have ideas to use Moose, though, tell me down below. And, nope. In another match, in a terrible pre-show match, Dalton Castle and Grado defeated Aiden O'Shea and Caleb Connolly in 350 when Dalton Castle defeated Aiden O'Shea by pinfall with a bangarang. Grado with a 31, Castle with a 32, Connolly with a 43, and O'Shea with a 41. So really, these two are more popular, but I'm trying to get these two over. O'Shea improves in Rumble, which is not too bad. D42. Moving on to what should be our pre-show main event. Yep. In a decent pre-show match, Lashley defeated Chris Sabin in 850 by pinfall with a knockout punch. C plus 68, that might be our second best match ever, and it's on the pre-show. Lashley with a 67, Sabin with a 57. Lashley improves in technical and performance, so good on you. And the color commentary gave the match a boost. By the way, we've changed our commentary team, hopefully for the last time. Borash, Tanay, and Taz. And they've got an excellent chemistry rating, I think. It should say here. From the announcing, high experience. So that should pop, I think, 1 or 2 points on to every segment, every match, which is awesome, because we need all the points we can get at the minute. Moving on to the main show. So a brand new opening, which you've seen already, for Impact Adrenaline debuts, showing the top faces and champions in Impact. C minus 55, it's not bad. Those storylines have advanced, even though they don't really need to. Moving on to our opening match, where Matt Riddle defeats Charlie Haas in 322 by submission with a guillotine choke. C minus 55. Matt's got a 40. Haas with a 58. That should do him a world of good, because I think Haas is quite a bit more popular. No work improvements, but it's a 3-minute match. I don't really expect him to improve. So, moving on. So, we're now going to promo with Matt, and he says, Aron Rex, riddle me this. Who has 3 wins isn't going to lose anytime soon? Me. Who's going to win at all odds against your lackey and then beat you? Me. Who thinks they're top shit because they're smart? Me? Nah, you. I have a guillotine choke that I'm not sure if you've noticed, no one's broken out of. So at against all odds, I'm going to choke Spud the fuck out, and then I'm going to move straight on to showing you why I'm the next big thing. So yeah, with the whole rebranding, we're also moving towards a TV14, TV MA. Similar to kind of, I'll say it again, Progress, where they're not afraid to drop the F-bomb and all the other, words that are deemed like inappropriate for TV. D plus 50. It advanced the storyline and it gained heat, so I will cop that. Moving on to Trevor Lee defeating Phoenix in 5:56 by submission in an E plus 34. Oh joy. Trevor Lee was really off his game. He got a 28. That's our champion. Phoenix got a very good Classic Technico gimmick rating. The announcing and color commentary gave the match a boost. Trevor Lee with a 28. Phoenix with a 32. Phoenix improves in performance, which is pretty good. and moving on to the next segment. So I kind of forgot to hype this matchup last week, so that's why this was like the first thing I wrote, so I was like, I've got to make sure I have the X Division on there. So anyway, ACH appears on the screen, and obviously his mic skills are not too great. He says, "Well done, Trevor. You really proved to us that you're the best this division has to offer, don't you? I'm real scared now. I'm going to have to call up the owner and withdraw myself from Against All Odds. Good job, guys. You really proved to me I can't hang here. I'm just going to go back to the second-rate promotions I used to work for." Nope. Wait, no, I'm not. If you seriously think I'm scared because you beat someone, you need to take a serious look at yourself, and maybe you need to up your game, dude. At Against All Odds, I'm going to show you how a true X Division champion wrestles. So it's, the first half of it, up till about here, is sarcastic as fuck. Yeah, he's a cocky bastard. D-40, not great. But you can't improve if you don't. They can't improve their microphone ratings if they don't, get on the mic. So moving on into one of our new teams, 2 new debuts in a bout that had subpar wrestling and little heat. The DCC defeated The Future in 7:21 when Bram defeated Anthony Bennett by pinfall with a curb stomp. D+53. In terms of in-ring work, James Storm obviously is head and shoulders above everyone else. So these guys, at the moment, they're kind of jobbers. Well, they're not jobbers, but they were brought in today to job. They are on full-time contracts, and I've called them The Future because I think Leo's 22, Anthony's 21, roundabout. Leo debuted his Thrill Seeker gimmick, which was poor, which is not great, and Bennett with his above-average old-school face, which is awesome. Storm isn't suited to his gimmick, so I might have to change that. Borash and Taz have great chemistry. Storm looked good, which is good because obviously we put this match on to make them look better. Rush had a 28, Bennett with a 23, Storm with a 65, and Bram with a 54. The Broken Tag Division storyline has advanced. Bram improves in performance, as does Bennett. So that's awesome because he's just picked up an improvement, which should help him in the future. Moving on to a C-57. I was expecting a bit better, but Storm and Bram, they pick up microphones and they're just like, we are the DCC. And Broken Hardys, last week we delivered a statement to you. We want your tag titles and we want a match for them at Against All Odds. Then Bram says, you say your 7 deities have sent you a premonition that we need to be stopped. They must be real scared of the Death Crew Council, because we haven't even started yet. We're here to bring death and destruction to Impact Wrestling. People will be broken. People will never be the same after they face us. Hell, people may even die. Now, and they're interrupted by Matt and Nero, and Matt just says, Council of Death Crew. You say you want a title match? Well, I've been told by the 7 deities to accept. So in 2 weeks, we'll make the Council of Death Crew obsolete. So I'm just going to book that in. I'll be right back. And, yep, so that is booked in for Against All Odds. And so we'll move on. So Storm and Bram both improve in acting, which is awesome. Because those kinds of improvements where it visibly says, yeah, they've improved, pretty hard to come by. So we'll move on to EC3 just not killing, it was 321. Defeating Marshe Rocker in 321 by pinfall with a Sweet Meat Sizzler in a C-57, which was not terrible, to be honest. Ethan's not suited to his gimmick, so I'm going to have to change that. He got the crowd hotter, which is good. EC3 had a 71. Marshe had a 38. EC3 improves in flying skills, which is awesome. Moving on to a C minus 56. These ratings are, they're 50-50 or 56-44. So EC3, he picks up the win, he grabs a microphone, he says, Drew, I know I was responsible for your change in attitude, and over the last 2 weeks I've come to accept that I can't change it back. But still, 2016 was a rough year for me, so this one needs to be great. At the minute, every other champion's occupied, except for you. So I have a proposition for you. EC3 versus Drew Galloway for the Grand Championship. Let's, and he's interrupted by Drew, who just appears on the Tron. He says, Ethan, no. I don't have anything to prove to you. Never have, never will. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Stay out of my business, Carter, or I swear you'll regret it. So the storyline advances, C minus 56. We might get we might still get the 2 storyline thing, but hopefully not. Next segment. Ooh, wow, that was a bad match, but that's alright, because it was to bring the fans down a little bit. Terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Nixon Newell defeated Sienna in 11:41 by pinfall with the Vulture Culture Destroyer. E plus 35, so Nixon remains undefeated. Sienna seemingly couldn't back up her claim to end her. Ali's managing Sienna for some reason, because of the whole Mike Maria thing. Sienna had a 32, Nixon had a 27, and the New Girl on the Block storyline has advanced but lost heat. A plus 35, as I said. And we'll move on to a new debut of a tag team. Sudden Impact has defeated The Decay in 10:30 when Mark Andrews defeated Crazy Steve by pinfall with the top rope moonsault, and Abyss was head and shoulders above everyone else. Ibushi debuted his fun babyface gimmick, which got a rating of great. Rosemary did good work at ringside. Steve and Rosemary are an awkward pairing, but Ibushi and Andrews show excellent chemistry together, which is awesome because I've literally just thrown them together. I thought they could possibly put some really good matches on, and yeah, so they became a tag team. This is to get both of them over at the same time, similar to kind of what a lot of other people have done. Throw them together, they have great chemistry, which is awesome. I probably wouldn't have found that out if I didn't decide to throw them together and just kind of experiment. If they had poor chemistry, then I would have been like, alright, maybe it's a one-time thing. Anyway, got the crowd hotter. So I think we've had, not including the women's match, we've had 56, 57, 56, 58. So this show will probably be about a 59. Andrews with a 38, Ibushi with a 49, Steve with a 31, and Abyss with a 68. The Decay No More storyline has advanced with this segment. Crazy Steve improves in performance, and moving on. Sutter is in the ring, and he's just about to reveal who his partner is. He says, Mike, get out here. Bennett comes to the ring with Ali, and Sutter says, Mike, I want to raise the stakes for our match next Sunday. If I win, Ali's released from your control, but if I lose, I'll leave Impact forever, and my partner in the match will work for you as well. And Bennett, he's a cocky bastard. He's the Miracle. In his mind, there is no chance they're going to lose. He doesn't even consider it, and he says, interesting. Sure. Why not? But who is your partner? Can you actually find someone? And Braxton smiles, says he's found something. Kaylee Ray from ICW. And she comes out, and the four of them just face off. They don't come to blows, but they just look at each other, kind of stare down, build the hype a little bit. Kaylee Ray has debuted a very good fan favourite gimmick, which is awesome. And the storyline has advanced and gained heat. So I'm going to book that in. I'll be right. Okay, so we booked that in. I'm not expecting this match to really get a great rating because Sutter's not very over. Kaylee, Ray, and Ali aren't over. Mike's decently over, but we'll save that. And so apart from Against All Odds, I've gotten rid of all the kind of usual pay-per-views except for Slammiversary and Bound for Glory as well. So we've got... I just thought I'd take you through this now. In April, we have No Remorse. June, we have Slammiversary. August, we have Zero Signal. October, Bound for Glory. And Violet Conduct in December. So they are our 6 pay-per-views. Yeah, every 2 months. So we're going to have 6 pay-per-views a year. And let's move on to the next segment, which is Jade defeating Angelina Love in 6:58 by submission with a guillotine choke. Maybe I should put Jade and Riddle together. They both use the guillotine choke. D43, which is not bad. That might be our best women's match so far, which is a bit awkward. Jade had a 43, Angelina with a 29. No worker improvements, and we will move on to, 64C. An angle with Rosemary. She's seen at the dilapidated mansion that the Decay own. They chill in, do all this weird shit in. As she starts talking to a title as if it's an actual person. She doesn't acknowledge the camera. And she says, yes, Jade may have won her match, but she can have all the momentum she wants, but in the end, they all fall down. Decay comes for all, and decay she shall. And against all odds, I'll get rid of Little Miss Blue and tighten my grasp on you. You are mine, and no one will take you away from me. But there's another who is close to decaying. They are already close. I just need the boys to bring them to me. I will show them their rightful place as Impact continues to decay. The camera cuts out as Rosemary just screams in a sick sort of pleasure. And what the hell's going on? And who is this potential new member of Decay? So the storyline advances. No worker improvements. Negatives for the knockout storyline having low heat, but that should shoot it up a bit. Moving on to Eli Drake and Mike Bennett defeating the Wolves in 10:24 when Mike Bennett defeated Eddie Edwards by pinfall with a box office smash. Davey with a 67, Eddie with a 65, Bennett with a 55, and Eli with a 39. The Wolves for Life storyline has advanced and gained heat. C65 is not bad at all. Bennett improves in technical, and again, Eddie Edwards has been pinned. So, Davey's obviously not going to react too well to that. Moving on to... That's not too bad. EC3 is getting into his car when he's stopped by me with my completely different picture, which I'll probably keep as... I don't know, I might have to take a picture. If anyone's good at making pictures and could possibly make one for me if I send you through something, tell me down below. Anyway, so I say, hey Ethan, I just want to let you know I've had a look at your recent record in singles matches. I thought you deserve a match with Drew. You're right, he doesn't have a match at Against All Odds, but don't get too excited. The match is against him at all odds, and you will have your match. However, you need to beat Chris Sabin next week on Impact. If you win, you get him one-on-one. If you lose, Sabin will be inserted into the match, and it'll be a triple threat, alright? And before Ethan can respond, he's attacked from behind by Drew, who just beats the crap out of him, and eventually powerbombs him into the car bonnet. He turns to me, clearly pissed, and he says, what the fuck? You think you can book your champion in title matches without consulting me first? No, you don't. You'll show me the respect I deserve, or I might just take this title to Ring of Honor or Progress or anywhere. So C minus 59, and yeah, so there's obviously a bit of tension between me and Drew. Where's that going to lead to? The Grand Championship storyline advances and gains heat. So we can book in for next week EC3 and Sabin. I'll be right back. Alright, so that match is booked in, and we're going to move on to the main event. Yep, the main event, and a decent match. Aron Rex defeats Jay Briscoe in 14:52 by pinfall with the Terminus. During the match, we had Matt Riddle accidentally hit Jay Briscoe, so that was kind of the finish. So Jay's about to win. Riddle comes down and just tries to punch Aron, but he hits Jay instead, and Aron hits the Terminus and wins. So Jay had a 56, Aron with a 64. The next big thing, storyline advanced, C64. We've had some decent matches this week, and Aron improves in technical, which is awesome. So moving on to... Oh, that was not good. Good thing it's a two-part segment. So Cody and Lashley are in the ring for the... Something went off in my ear. And they're in the ring with Dutch. The hell? Ooh, this... Okay. Oh, I obviously wrote this at 1 a.m. Okay, so Dutch says, Gentlemen, we're here right now to sign the contract for your match next Sunday against all odds. Lashley, if you'll sign the contract. Lashley steps forward. He says, shut the hell up. I'm the champion. This match doesn't happen until I sign that contract. But I've got a couple things to say first. To start off, why am I not in the opening video for Adrenaline? I'm the fucking world champion. Second, last week, Cody, you said not to take you lightly. And then later in the night, I speared you in the middle of the ring. Hell, your ribs are taped up right now, aren't they? This is your last chance to back out and save yourself the embarrassment that's coming on Sunday. Cody just shakes his head and tells Lashley to screw himself. So Lashley's like, yep, whatever. This is your fate. He signs the contract. So the Destroyer vs. Nightmare has advanced. C minus 57 is not great. No worker improvements, no negatives. So we move on to the closing segment, which... Whew, that was so much better. C plus 70 slightly saved the show. So Cody grabs a microphone. He says, Lashley, did you really think that was going to work? Because if you did, you're stupider than you look. And against all odds, I'm walking into this ring and taking your title. He pauses to sign the contract. And you can be damn sure that he's cut out as Lashley flips the table and just kills Cody with a sickening spear. For the second week in a row, Lashley ends Impact holding his title over Cody's lifeless body. Surely Lashley's inside Cody's head. So Cody invented a new catchphrase which will boost his ability on the microphone, which is awesome because he's going to need it as one of our main eventers. And the storyline has advanced and gained heat. No worker improvements, no negatives. And we'll end the show with a C64, and our storylines are good. They've got enough heat, which is phenomenal, fantastic. So we're not going to get penalised for that, and the show increased our popularity in 27 regions. So I'm going to leave it here. Comment below, tell me what you enjoyed, what you don't like. Our predictions for not Bound for Glory. Why am I thinking Bound for Glory? For Against All Odds, storylines. Where do you think what's going to happen between Drew and myself? If you can make a picture for me, that'd be awesome. All that kind of good stuff. I'm going to set a like target for, I think, let's say 5 likes. I think it's fair enough. I think 10 was probably a little ambitious to start off with. So yeah. Go home show next week, and I'll try and get that out as soon as I can. Even sooner if we can crack that 5 likes. Alright. Peace.